Good morning, students. Today we will learn Ampere's circuital law for finding out magnetic field for different symmetric cases and its application also. What is Ampere's circuital law? This law states that the line integral of the magnetic field around any closed path is equal to the mu 0 times the total current enclosed by the path. Mathematically, closed integral b dot dl equal to mu 0 times I enclosed, where B is the magnetic field, dl is the line element, and I enclosed is the current enclosed by the path. Clear? All of we know B equal to mu naught into H, where H is the magnetic field intensity vector. If we use this relation, then mathematical form of Ampere's circuital law becomes closed integral H dot dl equal to I enclosed. This is the another integral form of Ampere's circuital law. Now we want to find out differential form of ACL. Say it is equation 1. Current I enclosed can be written as surface integral J dot ds, where J is the current density, that is surface current density, related to the current I enclosed passing through the surface of the wire. Okay, if we use this expression, then we can write closed integral b dot dl equal to mu 0 times surface integral j dot ds. This is a line integral, this is surface integral. We want to convert this line integral to a surface integral by using Stokes theorem. Applying Stokes theorem. Now ds is an arbitrary surface area, ds not equal to 0, so the integrand must be 0, that is curl b equal to mu 0 j. This is the differential form of Ampere's circuital law. There is some advantage of Ampere's circuital law. Ampere's circuital law offers ACL offers a very lucid and extraordinary approach for finding out the magnetic field in symmetric cases. In symmetry cases means in symmetry cases two condition must be satisfied. Number one, at each point of the closed path either B vector is tangential or normal to the path. Another one, B has the same value at each point of the closed path. If such conditions are satisfied, then we call this closed path an Amperian path. If the above two conditions satisfied, then this path is called Amperian path. Then B vector can be taken out of integration easily, and the resulting calculation is very straightforward. There is another limitation of Ampere's circuitous law. If we consider differential form of Ampere's circuitous law, that is curl B equal to mu naught J, take divergence on both sides, from the vector identity the left hand side goes to 0, so from this we get divergence of J equal to 0, but the equation of continuity gives us divergence of J plus del rho del T equal to 0. So for the non-steady current, for the cases of non-steady current, there is a mismatch of differential form of Ampere's circuitous law and the equation of continuity. So there is a mismatch between differential form of ACL and equation of continuity. Clear? To remove this discrepancy, Maxwell introduced another special term, displacement current density. All of you will learn in EM theory chapter. Just remember this term, displacement current density. Another one question is the magnetic field is conservative or not? Recall your previous knowledge. When you learn electrostatics, all of you know electric field is conservative field. Electric field is conservative field. To check whether it is conservative or not, we use this relation, curl equal to 0 or not. If curl equal to 0, it is electric field, it is a conservative field. Now, from the differential form of Ampere's circuitous law, curl B equal to mu 0 j. If j equal to 0, then curl B equal to 0. That is, for a current free region, we safely say that magnetic field is conservative. Practically, this is the case with permanent magnet with no conventional current. Otherwise, it is non-conservative. Am I clear? Now we apply Ampere's circular law for finding out magnetic field in case of a long straight line current carrying conductor. See the figure. For finding out the magnetic field, we have to choose an Amperian path. Here we choose the Amperian path of radius r. Current I flowing out in the y direction, positive y direction. We want to find out magnetic field at P at a distance, at a perpendicular distance r from the point O. Now we apply the Ampere's circular law for this Amperian path. That is closed integral B dot dl equal to mu 0 times I enclosed, where I enclosed is the current enclosed by the path, Amperian path. Now here we choose a circular Amperian path. Magnetic field B is same at each and every point on the path, and the direction of the magnetic field is tangential at each point of the path. So the angle between B and dl is 0. So finally we calculate B dl cos 0 equal to mu 0 into I. After simplifying this, we get B into 2 pi r equal to mu 0 into I, because closed integral dl means the total perimeter of this Amperian path. Finally we get B equal to mu 0 by 4 pi 2 I by r, and if we put mu 0, the value of mu 0, then we get B equal to 10 to the power minus 7 2 I by r. This is the magnitude, and the current flowing out in the upward direction. So the magnetic field at P is downward to the paper. Next, we consider a long solenoid. We want to find out magnetic field due to a long solenoid for an inside point and also outside point. We choose this is solenoid. This is solenoid. This is the inner radius, which is A. This is the outer radius, which is B. For finding out the magnetic field of inside and outside, we choose two Amperian path. For the outside case, we choose this Amperian path AP1, L, M, N, O. We choose this Amperian path for finding out the magnetic field in case of a long solenoid. Okay, and also consider this solenoid is symmetrical solenoid having n number of turns per unit length and current I flowing in the solenoid. Clear? Now for outside the solenoid, we apply Ampere's circular law for this path, that is closed integral B dot dl for the path L M N O equal to mu 0 times I enclosed. Now see the figure of the path. This path L M N O, out of this same portion of path equally within the solenoid in upward direction and downward direction. So the total current enclosed this portion and this portion. Here we choose in this direction, here we choose in this direction. So this portion is within the solenoid, but it is in the upward direction, it is in the downward direction. So the total current enclosed by this path is 0, because this is equal and opposite current in each turn. That is I enclosed equal to 0 because equal and opposite current in each turn for the case of AP1. That's why mu 0 into I enclosed equal to 0. From this figure we can write B equal to 0. So magnetic field equal to 0 outside the solenoid. Now we consider inside. For finding out magnetic field at an inside point, we choose this Amperian path. We choose this Amperian path PQRS. Starting from P, PQ, QR, RS and SP. That is, if you apply Ampere's circuitry law for this path, closed integral B dot dl for AP2, this is equal to mu 0 times I enclosed. Clear? That is closed integral, that is integral B dot dl. I bifurcate this path for PQ and also for QR, also for RS, also for SP. This equal to mu 0 into I enclosed. That is for PQ, for QR, for RS and SP. We bifurcate the whole path into 4 linear paths. Now this is I enclosed. I enclosed is the total current enclosed by the path. Okay. When you consider QR, see the figure. When you consider QR, in this turn current goes in upward direction, but magnetic field in the axial direction. So the DL and B, angle between DL and B is 90 degree. So B dot DL means B DL cos 90. This gives you 0. And also see the figure for the case SP, we also get B dot DL is B DL cos 90 is equal to 0. And also for the case RS, this RS is outside the solenoid, so there is no current enclosed within this path RS. So this gives you also 0 field. Now for the case QR, magnetic field B and DL is perpendicular to each other, so this gives you 0. And I also say SP, this B and DL is 90 degree, this gives you 0. And RS is outside the solenoid. In case of RS, there is no current enclosed in the path of RS, so this also gives you 0. So finally our equation takes a simple form, mu 0 times I enclosed. Now initially I mentioned that small n is the number of turn per unit length. Number of turn per unit length. If we choose the length of PQ, length of PQ is small l, then the current enclosed by this length is I enclosed here equal to mu 0 times small n, l and I, where n is the number of turns per unit length. Now for the case of PQ, B and DL are in the same direction, so the angle between B and DL is 0 degree. So B dot DL means B DL cos 0 means B into integration over the DL. Now B can be taken out from the integration, that is B into DL for PQ gives you mu 0 n I L. This gives you B into L equal to mu 0 n I L. L cancel out from both sides. We can write that B equal to mu 0 n I. That is, the magnetic field profile of a solenoid in brief is this. For the inside case, B vector equal to mu 0 ni z cap. If I choose the axis of the solenoid is along z cap, the magnetic field is the axial field. In a summary, magnetic field at the inside point is this, and at the outside point is 0. Here we neglect the end effect. Third application is magnetic field due to toroid. What is toroid? Consider a long solenoid. That is, consider a long solenoid and wrapped a wire on this solenoid, on this rod. It turns solenoid. The solenoid is now bent to form a ring with inner radius A, outer radius B, respectively. This endless solenoid is called toroid. See the figure. See the figure. This is a toroid whose inner radius is A, outer radius is B. We want to find out magnetic field for this case at the inside point and also outside point. There is a wire wound around it, current flowing in the direction and flowing out in this direction. For finding out the magnetic field, we choose 2 amperian path, one at the outside and another on the inside. Inside amperian path AP1 of radius small r and outside amperian path AP2 of radius capital R. Initially, we want to find magnetic field for outside point. For outside point, we choose amperian circular path AP2 of radius capital R. Apply Ampere's circular law for this part. Closed integral B dot dl equal to mu 0 time I enclosed equal to 0. That is, total current enclosed by the amperian path AP2 is 0 because there is outside the toroid, there is no current enclosed in the amperian path. So B equal to 0 here. So magnetic field is 0 at the outside point of a toroid. From this we can conclude that the total magnetic field of a toroid is confined wholly to the space enclosed by the winding, and the toroid works as a solenoid bent into a circle. That is, we conclude that total magnetic field of a toroid is confined wholly to the space enclosed by the winding, and the toroid works as a solenoid bent into a circle. That is, B equal to 0 at the outside point. Now, for inside point, we choose another amperian path AP1 from the figure. AP1 is inside amperian path of radius small r. The limit of the r is this: r is greater than A, that is inner radius, but less than B, that is outer radius. Now apply Ampere's circular law for this case. This closed integral B dot dl equal to mu 0 times I enclosed. Initially I mentioned capital N is the total number of turns and I is the current flowing through the every loop. Now I enclosed equal to mu 0 into Ni. Now we consider circular amperian path, so magnetic field makes 0 degree angle with dl, so B dl cos 0. Finally B can be taken out from integration and we get B closed integral dl equal to mu 0 Ni, that is B into 2 pi r equal to mu 0 Ni, that is B equal to mu 0 times N by 2 pi r into I. Now N is the total number of turns and 2 pi r is the total perimeter of the amperian path, that is length of the amp path. So N by 2 pi r can be written as total number of turns per unit length. So it is written as small n, number of turns per unit length. If we replace this by small n, then we get B equal to mu 0 Ni. Now current flowing in this direction, so magnetic field along the positive upward. So B equal to mu 0 Ni. If we choose upward direction is z cap, then B equal to mu 0 Ni into z cap. In brief, the magnetic profile of a toroid is this: B equal to mu 0 Ni z cap when r is greater than A, that is inner radius, but less than B, that is outer radius, and at the outside point it will be 0. So this expression looks similar with the case of a solenoid. So we can safely say that toroid is an endless solenoid. There is another lots of application using Ampere's circular law. You first practice these 3 applications and try to draw try to do some problems. I will give you a problem sheet later. Thank you.